What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is February the 25th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with macro data, don't really have too much, couple of Fed speakers here and there, but the big thing for today is going to be Nvidia's earnings. They are going to most likely cause a significant sell-off or just explosion in the broader market, dependent on how their earnings come, because there's that narrative of AI bubbles still looming, and if they flop on their earnings, then that's just going to magnify. So all in all, today is going to be a crazy day in the market. As far as right now, though, you do see a little bit of optimism. So Dow is up 0.38, S&P up 0.39, NASDAQ up 0.5. Fear and greed index is improving, so it is under the fear category still, most likely moving to the neutral today, meaning people's appetite for risk is somewhat increasing. Getting right to it, SoFi is up 3.16% despite there being any news or any SEC filings. What came out after hours yesterday, though, was an enormous amount of buying, which is rather comical because I actually do cover SoFi on one of my other YouTube channels, and the one day I actually decided to do a SoFi video earlier, then they get like a huge rush of institutional transactions pushing it higher. Nonetheless, that momentum is kind of building, so up 3.1% so far. But so far during the pre-market, shorts are returning about 7,000 shares, so not really all that much. So clearly they're equally as confused by everything, but 8.79% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 110 million shares overall being shorted, with it at 1925. It is trading right below this R3, so just watch for that 1936 to be that key breakout point. If so, then you could be seeing that $20 sooner rather than later. Flip side, 1891 being the next strong support, and I don't feel during the trading day that or that 1864 could be hit, unless again Nvidia, but that's coming after hours. NIO seems to be quite the opposite to SoFi, so they are actually losing some momentum, unfortunately, but they're down about 1.5% despite there being any news or any SEC filings. Still, I do believe that the next big thing for them is going to be them announcing the date of their earnings. They might, oddly enough, just coincide it with their next issuance of their monthly numbers, possibly. But right now, shorts aren't doing all that much, and that is very odd for NIO shorts. 7.31% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 149 million shares. So shorts, they're starting to kind of increase a little bit more, but still it kind of shows some hesitation. They don't generally know what to do. But they're very strategic, as per usual. So yesterday they increased a huge amount just to kill NIO's momentum, and they've done that in the past. So for instance, right now with that 522, it is right above this R1, so 520 is going to be that key support. This is where shorts see that as a target, and they will try to hit it below that point. So again, just kind of watch for that 520. Flip side, 541 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Moving on, ticker RXRX. This stock is getting the most volume so far during the pre-market, and it's moving higher just because of their earnings. So I'm not going to dive deep into their earnings, but feel free to kind of go through it and whatnot, but that's ultimately the reason why it's kind of moving higher. Shorts, on the other hand, are increasing 103,000 shares. 34.04% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 171 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts leading up to today, they have been increasing. So it went from around 26.7%, that was in November, to where we are now. So they've been slowly and just, very slowly increasing their position. So rather interesting stuff. Right now with that 383 though, it is trading between this S2 and this S1, so exactly on this S2. So 382, just watch for it to ideally close above, and then hopefully you'll be able to see that 409, 452 as kind of targets for today. And so again, this might be a pretty good day trade to add to a watch list, wink wink. But again, moral of the story of this, watch for that 382. If it does kind of break down, then 340 is going to be the next strong support. So that's not going to be beneficial to anyone. Moving on, Circle. So they are up 17% similarly because of their earnings. So pretty solid earnings. I think in reality, in all fairness though, the bar was set very low for them, but shorts are returning about 12,000 shares, so that kind of does put some legitimacy in today's green day. 11.8% of the free float's being shorted. So shorts, oddly, I don't know if they somehow knew that this was going to be good earnings. Again, maybe the bar being set so low kind of helped, but nonetheless, they've been actually returning leading up to today. So again, something just to kind of keep in mind, but 21.6% of the free float's being shorted. With that 73 and change, it is between this R3 and this R and the pivot. So 71.40 is going to be a strong support. So just kind of watch for that. And if it can stay above that, which it looks like it kind of can, of course, we've seen this in the past where it just kind of goes a lot lower once the market does open. In theory though, if it can stay above that 71.42, then 81.58 is going to be kind of the next strong target. So pretty good return if you think about it. And then Nvidia, despite there being any substantial updates or anything, they are putting out their earnings. This is the current estimates. So $1.54 for the earnings per share, 66.23 billion for the revenue. Over the last 90 days, you have 14 positive and 0 negative revisions to the earnings per share. So when it comes down to Nvidia, this is completely polar opposite to Circle. Very high expectations based on analysts. So just kind of watch for that. Right now, shorts are returning 98,000 shares, 1.13% of the free float's being shorted. Works out to be 263 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts, obviously this isn't a squeeze play, although shorts are and have been increasing slowly since September. So back then, short interest was 0.83, so they've been slowly getting in. Nothing of any crazy substance though. With it right now at 194, it is right above this R1. Similar to Circle, just watch for it to get above that and stay above that 194. In theory, what I will do is I'll quickly go over here and I'll give you guys a kind of expected move for their earnings. So right now, pulling up Nvidia, this isn't Nvidia, but right over here. So pulling them up, expected move is 5.15%, roughly a $10 move in either direction is anticipated. And historically, this is how Wall Street sees Nvidia's earnings. So last two earnings have been seen as negative. I know Nvidia is always like up here, but if we look at how their earnings is treated, I'd say about 60% of the time they do beat on their earnings. And when they miss, and it goes down like 6-8%. So it's going to be a fun time, of course. So let me know your general thoughts. This is actually, on a side note, the highest that they've ever been going into a earnings. So yeah, hopefully everyone has a good day and trade accordingly and all the other fun jazz. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.